and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. As featured in a recent episode, the Heathrow cargo community is introducing the AIS to help improve how cargo moves through Heathrow Airport. To explain more, we're joined by BT, Heathrow and dnata. Now, why is this initiative so important for the Heathrow cargo community?
This project is so important to the Heathrow cargo community as it brings together all those stakeholders that have a stake in the airport's cargo operations under the newly developed structure for the cargo community to actively drive landside efficiencies collaboratively as a community rather than in isolation by each one of the stakeholders or only some stakeholders. So efficient landside traffic flows are a critical enabler to Heathrow's cargo estate, to the functioning of Heathrow's cargo estate, and hence to Heathrow's position as UK's largest port by value, which is actively managed by our cargo community. So that's why it is so important.
So what current specific challenges at Heathrow is this aiming to solve?
So our cargo estate was built decades ago with a very different layout, or with a layout that accommodated tonnage and cargo volumes back in the days without modern infrastructure and technologies. And as you can imagine, this can cause quite some congestion around the cargo estate, especially during peak times such as Christmas, for example. So by partnering up with CCS UK and implementing AIS and its solutions, we will foresee our cargo community to be able to better plan and also manage traffic flows around the cargo estate or across the cargo estate, and increase efficiencies of deliveries and pickups in the cargo estate, not only for our haulier but for our entire community basically. And this is especially important with Heathrow's expansion on the horizon, to bring all those stakeholders together to collaboratively shape the future of the cargo estate.
So for those who aren't familiar with the system, what is AIS and how does it help improve cargo movements?
So AIS stands for Advanced Information System, which is included in CCS UK subscription for our members. So whether you're a freight forwarder, transit shed operator or haulier, you can benefit from using AIS and pre-announcing your truck movements to the sheds. By pre-announcing your truck movements to the sheds, you're improving the visibility and communication with everybody. AIS, it connects the freight forwarders, hauliers, transit sheds all in one place, and you pre-announce the truck movement with the key details, the airway bill information, the pieces, the weight, the driver information. So the sheds get all of that information in real time ahead of the driver arriving, so that helps them plan the workload as well from their side, and therefore reduce the congestion on the door, which is obviously what we all want. It also improves the security process. So with eCollect, for example, the drivers turn up with a QR code, they scan it upon arrival, and then the shed can verify the details before releasing the cargo. So it's faster, but it's also more secure as well. And then we have another feature, Airway Bill Watch, which gives agents and hauliers real-life time shipments and custom status, which means fewer wasted trips and better coordination.
So what progress has already been made on this and what changes can forwarders start to see when the adoption grows?
We've made some really solid progress in AIS. We've got many sheds signed up and using it. We've got lots of transport providers using it, freight forwarders using it, actively using it and benefiting from it, and also coming back to us with very positive feedback about the reduced dwell times and the transparency that it transpires. We've got slot bookings that we are trialling with dnata for their ULD door, which are going really well as well, so we're looking to expand that. And then we've got the driver app as well, which is live, and that shows the itinerary for the driver, it shows them the QR code. So there's no longer the need for them on the user on the system to send a text message with the QR code. The driver can have it on his phone or her phone, ready, and then they can show that at the shed as well. So what that means for the forwarders, less waiting, better visibility, and it also means that the transit sheds can plan their workload. They know what's coming in more efficiently.
So Lawrence, from a ground handler but also a user group perspective, what benefits could systems like AIS bring to daily cargo operations?
Predictability, we believe, very much. So AIS greatly enhances the experience at the cargo terminal, we believe. In terms of the predictability, we have much earlier visibility of planned visits. We can therefore see peaks, we can see off-peaks, we know what the type of visit is, and we can plan for that much better. And in turn, that provides the predictability back to the forwarder or the haulier.
And why is it so important that forwarders engage with initiatives like this?
Well, without their engagement, we can't do this. We can't provide that enhanced landside service delivery. We almost need them to help us so we can help them back. And in addition, on the import collection aspect, we've now got the ability to use the AIS a.cooke QR code, which provides a much more secure and fully digital solution in AIS for the import collections. So lots of reasons to do this.
So now moving on to the upcoming workshop, what can forwarders expect and why is it so important that they attend?
So we've run already similar workshops with our handler and with our handlers and hauliers. So running such a workshop with the freight forwarder community is just a natural continuation of the progress we've made so far. They can expect when attending the workshop to not only be presented with the solutions we want to implement, but also with actively participating in a discussion. That their voice matters. It will give them the opportunity to air their opinions and have their operational needs represented, so they are actually represented and considered within this project. So that's why it is so important that they come and be present and actively contribute.
If your organisation handles ULDs at Heathrow, this workshop is an important opportunity for you to get your voice heard and help shape how the system develops. The workshop is taking place on May the 13th, and if you haven't already been contacted, please get in touch using the contact details in the description below. That's all for today's edition of BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information.